What's up YouTube? My name's Ravyn and
you're watching Disney Channel.
we're gonna do something a little bit different. I actually want to start a series on my channel called My Love For, and it's gonna be about other stuff that have nothing to do with fashion. Right? So today it's gonna be my love for film photography. I love photography in general, but recently I've been really into film photography. I wanted to just guide you through my path and why photography is one of my favorite mediums for art. Photography has recently been a way for me to express myself other than starting this YouTube channel, clearly. Duh. But I wanted to share that with you because a few days ago, I got some film developed. So I was like, you know what? Perfect time to film a video because I've gotten 2 rolls developed and I kind of have gotten my groove with film photography. But before we start with film photography, I want to talk to you about my love for regular photography and the reason why I got into film in the first place. So I'm gonna put some pictures up as I'm talking and just kind of walk you through so that you can kind of follow along. My photography journey starts when I went abroad in spring 2019. My sophomore year of college, I went abroad to Italy for a semester, and there I just wanted to capture the moment. I made sure to take pictures. Now, I didn't have a camera or anything. I just brought my iPhone, and at the time I had an iPhone 8, just filmed straight off of that iPhone 8, and honestly, I had some really great quality photos. I even submitted some of them as my portfolio for my graduate school applications. And so by taking those photos and just kind of going through the months of being abroad, I realized that I really love photography. My first picture that I took that really just skyrocketed my photography love was this one photo that literally everyone I've ever shown loves it. My friend Lily even took it and made it her background for her phone for a really long time when we were abroad, and I was like, Lily, people are gonna think you took this picture. And so I really love this picture. It's one of my favorite pictures I've ever taken, and it wasn't even special photography tricks. Me and my friend Anna, we just went to the Ponte Vecchio at a particular day and time when we were free, and we just took pictures, and it just so happened to be the perfect overcast, the perfect cloud formations, the perfect reflections. It was just the perfect setup. After that, I was kind of really in my groove. I was like, wow, I can really do this. These pictures look great. I can keep doing this just with my phone. So from there, I went downtown to the Duomo, and everyone takes pictures of the Duomo. So one day I was walking by and I was trying to show my friend Lily, I'm talking about, how I take pictures and how I make them look so good. So for me, the main thing is I take a photo. Before I take the photo, on the iPhone, this is the way I do it. So I put the phone right where I want the picture to be taken. Then I tap on it and I bring the brightness a little bit down so that it creates more shadows, and it just makes the picture just overall look a lot better. And then from there, I edit on top of it. I was in this architecture class because I have a minor in architecture, so when I was abroad I had to take a class, and in that class we got to go to a lot of museums during the day, so I took a whole bunch of pictures of museums, and one of my favorite pictures is from St. Peter's Basilica, and I took that picture. There was this one person standing at the door, and there's a light coming through the doorway, and you can see in the picture that this one person just illuminated, and I really liked that. So I played up on it and I make everything dark around him, and then he's the only light thing in the photo besides the actual church. So I really loved that picture. So for spring break, I got to go to France, Portugal, and Spain, because I wanted to go to as many countries as I could while I was abroad other than Italy, and I had went to the United Kingdom too on a trip with my friends. But while I was on spring break, I decided to take a lot of photos because I wanted to remember spring break in the other countries, but I also wanted to just continue taking photography. So I actually took a whole bunch of perspective photos, which I loved doing because I took my first one in France on a perch in Nice, which is also Monaco, if you know that as the racing place. So I took one there and I was like, wow, this looks so cool. I can see the entire town through this these 2 little pillars. And then when I went on a school trip to Sicily, I was like, oh my god, literally there's the same kind of pillars somewhere, and I was like, there's a church in the background. So I took another perspective view of that, and I put them side by side in my portfolio. and it looks super cool, and I'm glad that I got to do like a continuation of that, because I think it's really cool when you can do the same kind of photo in another place. So yeah, those pictures on my iPhone really like set off my photography, which, like I said, was spring 2019, and we're currently in spring 2021, so it's been 2 years since I've kind of like got into the groove. I've always been fascinated with photography. I think it's a really cool medium for art, and it just shows how people's creativity is very, very personal to how you see the world. I had gotten into photography, like I said, and then I started to discover the world of film through college last semester. Well, also throughout college in general. A lot of people take disposable photos because they want to remember things, and film photography is just so aesthetically pleasing and reminds you of like the past. So I think like we've gotten to a point where like photos and videos are so high quality that people just want like that grainy feel of like 1980. So people have been doing disposables more and more and more and more, and film photography is becoming more and more of a trend. So I decided, like, why not just get into it? Like, it's really cool. I think it's really awesome. And if you actually are really into photography, it's a really good way to learn about capturing a photo. It's a really good way to learn about composition of a picture. So yeah, I bought my film cameras. I have two right here, and I'm gonna show you in a minute. I bought my film cameras a week or two before Christmas, and I like did a whole bunch of research. I watched a whole bunch of videos. My favorite YouTuber right now for photography is KingJvpes. Like, he's amazing because he has the same kind of camera that I do, but he is Minolta gang. Me too. I love Minolta. But because he uses the same type of cameras as I do, same brand, it's really easy for me to follow along with his videos. He taught me all about Sunny 16 and all about aperture and shutter speed and everything, and so he was really, really helpful in like starting out my photography journey. I also like to watch Vuhlandes. I love like his street photography, and portrait photography is really, really great. When I do film photography, I'm really into street photography. A lot of people like to do portraits. I don't really have that many subjects to do it with, and portraits have never been a thing for me. I love landscapes. I love taking photos of landscapes and just capturing an experience and a moment that I've witnessed. And so I love street photography for that reason as well, because it's basically just landscapes, but in regular everyday life. So those two YouTubers I really, really love for street photography and just kind of capturing the moment and really being real about photography and film. So yeah, my first camera that I'm going to show you is the first one I bought. I bought this one from a shop called Drake's Camera. It's a Black-owned photography shop. I don't know if they have a store, but I know they're online. They're centered in California. I want to say Long Beach, California, but I'm not 100% positive. But I was like, you know what? Shopping Black-owned, can't find this camera literally anywhere for less than $250. So I was like, I'm not spending that much money on a camera. That's ridiculous for right now. And I'm just getting started, like, you know what I'm saying? The camera that I got is the Minolta X-700. This camera is amazing. Now, in comparison to my other camera, it's quite heavy, but I've never felt a different film camera, so I don't know if this is like really light. People have said that film cameras are kind of heavy, and the Minolta X-700 is made out of majority plastic body. This camera strap did not come with it. I bought it from Amazon, but it's really cute, right? Anyway, so I bought it from Drake's Camera. It was $175. It came with the lens too, so usually camera bodies come separate from the lens, but because it came together, I felt like it was a good enough deal for me. Some people may say that's a lot, but I think for this camera's from 1980 something, and it's in such good condition. Like, I'll show you a close-up in another clip, but love this camera. I use the A because for the A, they pick the camera picks the shutter speed for you, but you change the aperture. So this aperture for this lens goes from 1.7 to 16, which, like I was saying before, Sunny 16 is the smallest the lens can close when it's super duper sunny outside. And then when you do 1.7, the lens opens up as you get closer to 1.7, and that's when you're shooting like inside or at night or something like that. So I'll insert some clips of different scenarios that I've taken with this camera. But yeah, I love this camera, and it's so cute. Isn't it just like so cute? Like, I don't normally like black, but this camera is like so like elegant and just, I love it. Anyway, second camera I bought is way cheaper. I bought it off of Etsy. I bought it off of Etsy from this couple. I forgot their name, but it has something to do with El Paso, Texas. But they sold like a little collection of film cameras, and I happened to buy one because it was super cool. It was $70 and it came with the lens as well. It is a Canon EOS XSN date. The date part is because on the back you can put the date, but it only goes to like 2004 or 2010 or something like that. And I was like, oh my god, they didn't even think these cameras would last all the way in 2021, which is, I think, is just hilarious. It also came with a lens cover. The Minolta did not come with a lens cover, but I also don't think they made camera lenses with lens covers at that time. Duh. This one is a zoom lens. The Minolta is just a focusing lens. So this one is 35 to 80 millimeter and the Minolta was 50 millimeter only. So yeah, you can zoom in. And you can also set it to autofocus or manual focus. I set it on autofocus because I just don't have the time for that. But I use this camera mainly when I'm doing things that are a little risky, like shooting in the snow. I shot in the snow with this, or when I just want to like take it somewhere and I don't really care if it gets damaged. It is in very good condition, but like I feel a lot more comfortable getting this one messed up rather than my freaking $175 camera. That's also from 1980. This one is from 2003 or 4, something like that. So it's old, but it's not like super old. It also comes with a built-in flash, which the Minolta doesn't have a flash. So I like to shoot this one at night, just so I can get like more photos off of it. I love this camera. Right now I have Kodak 200 film loaded in this camera, and it has 24 exposures as opposed to 36. This camera, I just got the last film developed like a couple of days ago, and that was shot on Portra 400, so I'll throw up some shots of that. My favorite photo was this one I took in the snow at night. It used a really slow shutter speed. You can really see the snow. Like, we had a snowstorm a couple days ago and we got like basically a foot and a half of snow. So in the middle of the night I like went outside and was like, I'm gonna shoot some photos because I thought it was cool, but it did turn out really cool, so I'm very excited. One thing I do have a problem with my film cameras is I have terrible shake when I shoot, so a lot of my photos are like blurry, which is really annoying. But also if you take pictures of moving subjects, it's gonna be blurry anyway, so yeah. I really like this camera. It also has like a convection, I think that's what it's called, flash, so that if you are shooting with flash and you want to like get your focus correct, it has this mini flashlight that helps you get it focused. But I just love this thing because it autofocuses and it has an automatic winder, and it's just so automatic. I freaking love it. It's way less work than the Minolta. That one you have to load the film manually, you have to wind the film between each shot, you have to rewind the film back into the canister at the end. This one just eliminates all that for you. Also, it has a digital monitor, so like when you turn the camera on, which same thing, I use the A setting on this one as well. It has like a digital thing. You know how much battery's left, you know what aperture it is, you know how many shots you have left. I just love that. I'm a digital fiend and I love it. But yeah, I do personally think that camera shoots a better quality photos than this one because this one's a little cheaper, but I don't know. I took the same shot on both cameras, but I have yet to get that film developed, so I can't really compare them. But when I do, and if I do talk about photography again, I'll show you that just so that we can compare the two. But yeah, this camera is really good if you don't want to do as much work when it comes to actually shooting film photography, but you still want to take really cool photos. This is a big step up from just a disposable film camera, which I personally never shot on, but those are like $15 for like 20 or 30 exposures. But those are not good for the environment, and also like if you're really into film photography, it's a cheaper alternative to just buy your own camera. This was $70, and like that's like 5 of those disposables, and I can shoot this forever because film is not that expensive, especially if you get like Kodak 200. They're like $15 for 3 canisters, so that's like easily, it's more financially smart to buy a camera like this than to buy like thousands of disposable cameras. Now, when I go shooting or if I'm doing anything film photography related, I like to take a lot of my stuff, extra film, extra cameras. So I use my Marc Jacobs tote bag as my camera bag because it's really durable and it's huge. Some people might be like, whoa, that's an expensive bag to just be thrown around, but I take really good care of it, and I don't really take it off. I just like swing it around me with the strap. But inside of this bag, I have extra Portra 400. I have 2 canisters left. I also, like I was saying, I'm shooting with Kodak 200 right now, so I have 2 more canisters of that. I also have empty rolls because I like to put the finished film back in the roll so that when I drop it off, they have this. I have this cool underwater camera, film camera that I bought when I was like 12, and I found it and it still has like at least 10 shots left. So I can't wait for this to be finished and me to develop it and see what kind of quality or what pictures are on this. Because when I found it, it had like 9 shots taken, so I have no idea what's on this. My mom gave me a few cameras. This camera, she gave me it with the case, so I don't know where she got it from. This one is an Olympus Zoom, Infinity Zoom 105, where you just move it to the side and it would turn on and then it would come out. I don't know if there's batteries in this or how it works, honestly. I think I also have to load film in it for it to work, but it is a film camera. So this will be cool when I actually put film in it. And she also gave me her old digital camera. So I know this is a film photography video, but it's basically just a photography video. So she gave me her old Canon PowerShot A530. This one, you turn it on and it comes out. And then you can shoot digital, which is cool. The quality is like not terrible, but because it has the zoom, I think it's really cool. So excited to shoot on this. I have no idea what I'm going to shoot on this. Like, there's no reason for me to ever want to shoot on this, but I think it would be cool one day to just go out and shoot on a digital thing. And when I start getting more into like digital photography, my dad's really into it. So he has like the really expensive Canon cameras. I want to get one of those, but I like can't afford that because 1, I'm a broke college student, and then 2, I'm not really into digital as much as I am into film. And if I am into digital, I'll just shoot on my phone. So that's an investment that I might get to in 10 years, but for now, I don't know. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'm looking forward to doing more videos about my other endeavors. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.